Hello. Now we are going to talk about mapping and the reduce. We have already discussed about the map and the reduce function. These are the built-in function in the Python. Let's again understand that. So map function applies a given functions to the iterable of the values, right? And it yields the result whatever the function is giving out of the iterable object. So again, consider that this simple example here we are using map function. This is the first argument is the function and the second argument is the iterable, right? So we have to pass this two argument. Again, what this function does, basically this takes the element from this iterable object and gives you the square of that, right? Again, it does not reveal the output, it yields the output, right? Again, this is a lazy evaluations. So the output will store in the maps. Let's run this. When we convert it into a list, this will reveal all the element. Again, now we know that map is the iterator. This function returns the iterator. That means if you again do the same thing, this will be exhausted. You can see that so there is no output now because this has become exhausted. Now, of course, we can even supply the multiple value to the function by using the iterable of the iterables, like over here. But again, this function of the map takes only one argument, right? So you cannot pass a multiple argument in the function, right? Because from the iterable, it only takes one argument, right? It does not take the multiple argument. So you cannot create a function which takes the multiple argument. But let's say that you have to pass the multiple argument. So you can do that. So basically what you have to do is, so consider this function over here where this add, it takes t, consider that this t is the iterable and takes the zeroth and the first instance of the t and add it together. So as in one single value, you can pass the iterable value. Here we have this. And now in the map function, we are passing here, we are using add function. Now we have this list of iterables. So what this will do is, first it will pass this tuple. This tuple will be passed to the add. Again, this list will be passed to the add, and then again the range will be passed to the add. And again, do the same thing. It will extract the zeroth and the first position and gives you the output. So you can achieve this task in this way, right? Again, remember that how we can unpack the iterable into the separate positional argument. So we can even do this like here, like again, like let's say that we have this add function which takes two argument, right? We have this tuple with the two element. We can use this add star t. That means here we are unpacking this tuple inside this function, right? And we can work with that. Now we can even achieve the same thing with the map function as well, right? For example, consider that here we have this. So instead of this, like again, like for example, like let's say that we have this map function. Again, this is the add function. So what is it? So what this is doing is that this is taking the value, and but it is not unpacking. It is not unpacking. It is considering one element, passing as on one element. It is not unpacking over here, right? And in the return type here, right? So here, like when you do this, because okay, now the add function is different. Now the add function takes two argument, but when you do this, it will give you error. Why? Because it says that it is asking add function asking for the y argument, but this map function is not able to do that. So what you can do is you can use the star map, which does the same thing. Again, the star map is available in the iter tools. Let's import it. Now instead of map, now we are using star map. So what this will do is this will take this element, take this entire tuple, pass to the add function, and it will do star of this element. So it will unpack this element into the add function. This is what star map does. And then we can see the output. Right? Now let's talk about the accumulate functions. Now we already know how the sum function works. You just simply calculate all the element in an iterable. So here we have the sum. We are passing the list. It will do addition of all the element. Right? So this function returns the final element, right? So here is a catch, right? So we can we just print all the all the intermediate step? This is what we are trying to achieve over here, right? So again, but this reduce function require the binary function. We also know that, right? So we can use this reduce function, but this require the binary function, which only takes 2 arguments. It cannot take more than 2 arguments. First, understand this reduce function, how this reduce function work. So here, for that, we have to import the reduce function. Now, again, this reduce function has the lambda function. Again, this lambda function only takes 2 arguments. How this does is, basically, as a first argument, it takes as an x we pass 1, as an y we pass 2, and it does the multiplication of this 1 and 2. And whatever the result is, whatever the outcome of this function is, that will become the x argument, and the third and this 3 will be passed as an y argument. So this is how the reduce function works, right? And it also gives you the final output, right? So we can even specify the start value. Like over here, we are passing, like over here, we are passing 10 as a start value. That means when we run this, what is happening? So it's like we have done this operation, so the total is 24. But now we are multiplying this 24 by 10. We are getting this 240 over here, right? So that is what the start value is, right? Or you can understand this way. So here we are starting, so as an x we are passing, so as a, like here the 10 we are passing as an x, right? And 1 as y, so the output is 10. Again, the 10 is passed over here and 2 as an y, so the output is 20. So the same, like this way it will work. Now, what we have noticed as this sum and the reduce gives you the final output. It does not reveals you the intermediate step. We cannot, if let's say that if you want to get and see the intermediate result, right? So how we can do that? Of course, we can create a function. Like over here, we have created a functions. Now this function reveals you the intermediate steps, right? This takes the iterables. Here we are converting to as an iter object, right? Now we are so this it is the iter object. Now we are using next function to reveal the first element, and now we are storing that first element in the ACC, right? And now we are yielding that element, and after that, after this first element, now what we're trying to do is, now we are taking this each value from the iterator, and now we are adding to the accumulated this variables, and we are also yielding that accumulated output. So basically every time, like this sum function is returning each element and the intermediate process. Here let's see this. Here we can use this sum. So here we are passing this list. When we do this in a loop, so first it return 10, then again the sum of 10 and 20 is 30, then again sum of this 30 and the 30 is 60. This is what we are getting, right? We can even create a similar function for the running reduce. This is a very much similar functions we have, right? We are not going to see that, but again, this will also do the same thing. This will also gives you the this will also return you the accumulated element, right? Now to test it, again, this takes the 3 argument function, iterable, and the start. So by default the start is none. Again, we have already seen the concept of start. Now, for as a function here, what we're doing is we are using the operator modules to get the function. Now we are saying operator dot add, and now we are passing the iterables. Again, when we see this, this is what we are getting: 10, 30, and 60. We can use operator dot mul. So as a function, it will be as a function. Now we have this multiplication. Again, all this thing is happening over here, right? We can use this, and now we are using the multiplications. We can even use this multiplication with the start. So here we are passing the start as 10. Again, the same thing will happen. We have already discussed this, right? So we have got this 240. Now we can achieve this. We do not have to write code like this. We can achieve this with the accumulate function, which is available in the iter tool. So again, let's import this accumulate function. Now we can simply do accumulate 10, 20, 30. This will automatically do. By default, we have not passed a function over here. By default, the function it takes as an addition. So the default function is addition, right? You can use any functions, but the default is addition. Let's use this multiplication function. So here we are using this operator.mul. This will do the multiplication operation, and when we run this, we are getting the output, right? So accumulative function does the very much similar things that we have created, right? So instead we can use this accumulate, or we can import this and use this accumulate function from the iter tool, right? And this is it about the mapping and the reduce functions. Thank you very much.